Behold, I am going to drive out the Amorite from you, and the Canaanite, the Hittite, and the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Be careful that you do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land into which you are going, or it will become a snare in your midst. But rather, you are to tear down their altars and smash their memorial stones and cut down their Asherim. For you shall not worship any other God, because the Lord, whose name is a jealous God. Otherwise, you might make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they would prostitute themselves with their gods and sacrifice to their gods. And someone might invite you to eat of his sacrifice, and you might take some of his daughters or for your sons, and his daughters might prostitute themselves with their gods, and cause your sons also to prostitute themselves with their gods. You shall not make for yourself any gods cast in metal. You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days you are to eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, at the appointed time in the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib you came out of Egypt. The firstborn from every womb belongs to me, and all your male livestock, the firstborn from cattle and sheep, you shall redeem with a lamb, the firstborn from a donkey. And if you do not redeem it, then you shall break its neck. You shall redeem all the firstborn of your sons. None are to appear before me empty-handed. You shall work 6 days, but on the seventh day you shall rest. Even during plowing time and harvesting you shall rest. And you shall celebrate the Feast of Weeks, that is, the first fruits of the wheat harvest, and the Feast of Ingathering at the turn of the year. 3 times a year all your males are to appear before the Lord God, the God of Israel. For I will drive out nations from you and enlarge your borders. And no one will covet your land when you go up 3 times a year to appear before the Lord your God. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, nor is the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover to be left over until morning. You shall bring the very first of the firstfruits of your soil into the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, Write down these words, for in ordinance with these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So he was there with the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread or drink water, and he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Da-da-da.